That's like a thing. I just like to hit things.
Sure.
All right.
Say when.
I'm
Hi, Medi. I'm sharing my screen if you want to tune in.
and we're in. Okay, we're live.
All right. Welcome back to Death House. Before we jump back into tonight's session, I will warn you again that Death House is one of the more adult modules of D&D. This is absolutely a scary as fuck place, and there will be moments here that may trigger some people. For those of you who are the players who might inadvertently have a moment where something just becomes a little bit too real, we do use the X card system where any player can say, hey, I'm not good with this, to trigger our 15-minute break. There will be no questions asked. It's just going to happen. I would like one of our players to please hit that X card so that we can see what it looks like in the chat. Thank you so much.
Gets me every time.
With absolutely no questions asked, again, the X card system will trigger our 15-minute break. Our last episode, you guys were visited, or rather, Genevieve, you were visited. And Genevieve, before we get to the synopsis of this, please, I'd like you to give me just a quick description of your character, please. What do you look like at a glance, Genevieve? What can I see just by looking at you?
Genevieve is a short, bony, elderly human woman with tanned, wrinkled skin. She's beginning to slow down, but is still healthy and vigorous. She has gray-white hair in a tight, braided bun and unusual bronze eyes. Always neat and tidy, her ostentatiously snow-white clothes are spotless, and not a strand of hair remains out of place for long. She walks with a plain wooden staff, but stands ramrod straight. In the other hand, she clutches a silver pocket watch.
That is spot on. And Genevieve, you quickly became a fan favorite with these folks here. Everyone took to you very well as you formed our Adventurers Guild. Genevieve, you were visited in a vision in the library by the spirit of Lord Holmwood, who gave you an image of a sunken altar. There were steps on the dais leading up to it, and you could see that there were 4 bloody manacles hanging down from the ceiling, and in the corner there was a tunnel buried into the east wall. Whatever had burrowed through this wall, Genevieve, was taller than you, and just as wide around as you are tall. Whatever was going through this was absolutely massive. The monstrous voice of Lord Holmwood questioned you, wondered what you were doing there. It tried its best to overcome your mind with some sort of charisma effect. You valiantly fought back and shoved back at him. As he attempted to retreat backwards, you asked him defiantly, "How can I defeat you?" Lord Holmwood may have given away a little bit more of that conversation that he meant to, but we'll leave that to those of you in the group who may have been taking notes for that conversation. Genevieve, his last parting words to you at 10 a.m. in the morning, as you looked up and saw the grandfather clock in front of you in the library, said you have 24 hours. After that, this house will drag you to hell. Genevieve, you led the party up to the 4th floor, where we ran into the hooded merchant and we explored and positioned ourselves for a possible fight with Thorn, Rose's brother. Ibu, our resident nature cleric, who had a conversation with the dog that we found in the home, Rose. Ibu, I'd like a description of yourself, please. And after you're done with that, I'd like a quick breakdown of what you learned from Rose as you cast Speak with Animals our last episode.
Certainly. So I am, as Tycho said, a nature cleric. My race is a Harengon. I'm 3 feet tall, considered a small creature with white and gray fur, pale purple eyes, and long ears that stick straight up most of the time. I'm usually adorned in my scale mail chest piece, skirt, and gauntlets, all of which are tooled to look like vines in a very almost like a Celtic fashion. The armor is lined with what looks like fur, but is actually a deep green moss. He holds a shield that looks like bark straight off of a tree, as well as a mace that looks like an adorn or a branch off of that same tree. And at the head of the mace is a raw trunk of iron ore affixed to the branch. He wears
That's beautiful. Can I ask you real quick, Ibu?
yeah.
There's a particular item that you've been fiddling with for quite some time. It's a vial of golden liquid. It's bubbling merrily inside the vial. You know that this thing is extraordinarily precious. You've been making sure to treat it with care. Where is it on your person?
It would be in my pouch.
Sure. Is that a hip pouch or perhaps underneath an armor plate?
Just in a hip pouch.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Please continue.
No, it's all good. He wears a scarf around his neck, reminiscent of a glacier spring, and then finally under his scarf, he wears his holy amulet, which is a bamboo pan flute. And I guess I should probably add to this description, I've got a hip pouch that I put important things in that hopefully don't get stolen by the DM.
Would I... Okay, moving on. I see your point. Ibu, you very cleverly cast Speak with Animals last session and spoke to Rose, our pitiful poor puppy who was in the second floor servants' quarter. She was locked in that room and she looked starved, emaciated. You can see her ribs sticking out around her sides. Griff, our paladin who will be going to next, used purified food and drink to piece together some moldy old rations downstairs and give her a little something to eat. She was now heavily enamored with another in your party, Elena. What did she say to you last episode, Ibu?
My notes aren't super great, but basically we were trying to figure out as much as we could about the house, and we got a little information on the owner of the house, who is definitely older than 30 years old, but the owner is different. More importantly, he's way different. They had been bringing kids into the house that disappeared or were never seen again, and she counted in her own way upwards of 40 or more children being brought into this house and disappearing.
It was an absolutely horrific scene. She did indeed lose count. She's talked about how her master gave her over to the servants because he knew that she didn't have the stomach for what lay on the fourth floor. She was reluctant to come up here. Said, please, no one comes back from up there. I don't want to go up there. You asked her, who's Thorn? The occupant of the sword room, she replied, my brother. Griff, you're holding it down, you're looking around, you're trying to make your security precautions, and you're pretty sure that something fiendish lurks on the other side of this door. Our last episode, you lit up your censer, prayed to the angel of Razia, and you noticed behind you on the wall the shadows of Elena and Era whispering to one another. The whispers back and forth, it seemed like the shadows were sharing a private joke, noticed you staring, and then returned back to their normal behavior. No one else in the room noticed this. Griff, as you're musing over these thoughts, would you please give us a quick description of your character?
Griff is a towering 6'5", religious zealot soldier for the Boros Legionnaires. He grew up on the streets as kind of like a street rat and found his calling in the military. He is extremely committed to his faith and his live by the sword, die by the sword mentality. The only thing that he fears more than whatever lies on the other side of that door is letting down somebody else that he's close to, like he did in his past. He is desperately in search of his weapon that has not come back to me yet, which is a holy flail that his closest thing he had to a father figure left him before he died. And yeah, that's about Griff in a nutshell.
Griff, what weapon are you currently holding?
I'm holding a flail that is oddly similar to the one that I normally carry, and it is called the Morning Star.
All right. our last two members of the party. Elena, you would please give me a description of your character.
She is spunky. She is feisty. She is a good time in not even compact because she's tall. She's 5'11". She's a half elf, half human. Nice toasty almond skin from being out and about doing, things like she probably should not. And she's a young age of 65 and weighs about 165. And silver hair, like hair so white it is literally silver, hazel green eyes. And as you can see, where she kind of has a look of where she probably knows something you don't, it's probably how much gold you have missed out on in your pockets. She is she's everything your mama warned you about and then some, but she is a lot of fun, especially at drinking parties. My girl is currently in her dark leather armor, and it's dyed to kind of look like shadows. So you've got little splotches of gray and black and purple and like a deep blue, because she is constantly, she's breaking into windows and breaking into doors. She's the fixer of the group. She dresses accordingly. in
Absolutely.
in the house, she has found some really neat items. She found this really spiffy top hat, and she found this really cool walking stick that's kind of her pimp cane. Turns out it's a rapier, which after not fully attuning, but kind of breaking down, and yeah, she attuned to the top hat and found out that it was a magician's top hat, and the rapier is the fox head rapier. Both are magical items, and she's already used one. She even picked up a couple of daggers along the way. Had also picked up a rose. Rose is very quickly bonded to her, and even her flying familiar, the flying monkey Anubis, really surprisingly doesn't seem to be all that bothered by Rose, which is cool because I mean he look at that face, look at him. They all seem to get along quite merrily, and she's just looking forward to causing a scene with some of the bad guys.
Sure. Couple quick clarification points, Elena. I would remind you that when you reached into your magician's hat, it was concealing an item already. You pulled out a spell voucher. Whenever you leave this area, you may wish to revisit the merchant and spend that. In addition to
Yes.
which, you had a... you, Elena, you saved everyone's ass a little bit. Well, not saved everyone here, but rather gave yourself quite an advantage when the coachman searched you all and took all of your items, took all of your weapons, took all of your rations and threw them into the fire, into the woods, wherever it was that he discarded all this stuff. You had a couple of hidden items about your person. If I recall
did.
correctly, you had a dagger woven into the braid in your hair. Tell me, Elena, where would the other daggers be as you are concealing the other three about your person?
Well, after picking up that really nice bandolier, she has moved things around a bit. She's got one dagger in the small of her back for a quick draw in an emergency, and she's got one on her right hip to balance out the rapier on her left, the walking stick on her left, as a cross draw. The other dagger, the final one that was essentially a hairpin, will get woven back in basically as if now that everybody's got their weapons distributed, and Grandma Jen has now got her own dagger. And if ever she needs one, all she has to do is tap Elena on the shoulder, and that's it's back to Gramps.
Okay, so just to clarify, you do only have the one hidden dagger on your person. Everything else is out and displayed.
The one in the small of the back would be hidden as well.
May I have a sleight of hand check, please?
Sure.
It will be an automatic success because you've had time to do this, but I'm really looking for a roll for me to use later. Yeah, I can work with that. Speaking of walking armories, in the far back of the group, we can see sitting side saddle on an enchanted broom, with a little smirk on her face, sitting with a red rope draped across her lap as if a seatbelt for her. It is an elegant young lady with blue hair, very pale skin. She's got a sword on her hip and a gun. Era, please describe your character for us.
Era is very gothic yet Victorian aged dress, and she is quiet but has an attitude. She picked up the longsword of Godalming earlier in the first foyer, front room, anyway. And then later picked up Matilda, which she now has outfitted with all the attachments due to a lovely merchant. He picked up the broom of flying, I believe. It's a flying broom. Thing is,
Yes.
she just was like, sure, I'll try it, and hopped on.
After a very pointed Harry Potter reference, by the way, Ibu. Claps to you. Okay. You guys can hear a series of things happening in unison. I'm going to start the timer now. Time is now 11:52 a.m. You have until 10 a.m. tomorrow, or Lord Holmwood has promised to drag you to hell. As you guys put the key into the room, into the sword room's lock, several things happen all in unison. Genevieve, you're the first one to hear it. The door to your right-hand
What up,
side
Nick?
slams shut. It locks. All you can see in the corner there is the face of the merchant, still looking at you, dispassionate, but the blue door has slammed shut in your face. You can hear the door lock in front of you. No one was behind the door. The merchant couldn't possibly have gotten there in time, and yet the door locked of its own accord. Next to you, in the helm room, in Dr. Seward's own bedroom, you hear the glass break. I would like a perception check, please. Sorry, I need Genevieve to give me a perception check, please.
That's weird. I did.
You did?
Yeah. So I clicked it, and I said
Uh-huh.
submit, and it didn't go anywhere.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna delete your token and bring you back. Okay, try it again, please. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, we just started.
You
We're doing all the intro
hear
and stuff.
a little pitter-patter inside that room. That's all you hear. You look into the shadows, but your eyes just aren't quite quick enough to catch that little flash of movement. At the back of the room, Era, you also hear a break of glass. I would like you to give me a perception check, please. Era, you imagine that if you put some work into it, this place would be pretty nice. You imagine that, a little spit shine here, and you could probably take this place over as your evil headquarters. However, you do not notice what is in that room.
I have no clue what you said because Discord kicked me out.
Oh, man down. Aaron, I'm so sorry. You did not notice anything in that room. You just mused to yourself, this ancient-ass house would look pretty good if I cleaned away the cobwebs, took it over, hung a few skulls on the place, Victorianed it up a little bit. I could totally do an evil headquarters here.
Some black curtains. Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Or red, a deep red would work too.
Ooh. Some nice velvet.
Ebro, You open up the door of the sword room, and you face at the other side of the wall a bricked up window flanked by two dusty wood framed beds, each one the size of children. Closer to the door, you can see a toy chest with windmills painted on the sides, and you can see in there something gold and shiny, something glinting at you next to a book. The gold shiny object in there is the exact same shape as the remaining crests that you gathered: the sun, the moon, and the wind crests. Across the room, however, in the darkness, you can see something moving around. The figure rises up to its full height. And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Let's go.
Says there's no active combat encounter.
Yeah, same.
I'll bring him out in just a second. I'm trying to find his character art. I would never want to deprive you of anything. So, we're gonna roll initiative in just a second, but across the room, you guys can see rising up to his full height what looks to be a young man in a servant's uniform. He's tied with ropes. There's metal pieces anchoring what looks to be a muzzle to his face. This is Thorn.
No!
I told you Rose was a person before.
No!
I told you.
Baby girl Rose, turn away!
And with that, let's roll for initiative. Ignore the active turn. I'm going to reset that once the pets are in. Era, before this fight would have begun, you would have had a chance to clarify your height. You're on the 4th floor. The walls here, the ceilings are a bit higher than you'd see on average. I'd say that there's about 20 feet to the ceiling here. Where are you?
Doorway height though?
Sure.
No.
5 feet?
Where? 5 feet? Yeah, she probably.
No,
wouldn't
call
just-
it 10. Call it 10, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just put this in even, like, D&D terms to make it mechanically easier.
Alright, so she would have
Where's
been
Lena?
like 5 feet above the ground on the broom.
Okay. You can go ahead and reset your height whenever you're ready. Elena, which of your pets are going first, Anubis or Rose?
It'll be Anubis.
Okay. At the top of the round, Ibu, what do you do?
Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to move into the room a little bit to free up this door to let other people get behind me.
Okay.
Let's move there, and then can I speak out to him with like a bonus action? I just want to look at him and like say Thorn, and see what happens, and then I'll hold my action.
Sure. So in
Uh,
D&D, when people want to be able to communicate to one another, you can't do like whole ass sentences and complex thoughts and stuff like that. All of this is all happening each round within the span of 6 seconds. It's all happening all at once. But you can absolutely say like 6 words or less in that time frame. Thorn absolutely counts. As you do this, I'd like you to give me an insight check, please. That will not cost you anything.
Insight.
Okay. Looking at Thorn's skin, it's a little too perfect, a little too pallid, his hair too limp, his eyes too hungry, his teeth far too long. He's gnashing at the muzzle. The body here is play acting at living. The soul within is reveling at its state. It is hungry. It wants you. There will be no reasoning with this creature.
All right. Well, in that case, I am going to cast Toll the Dead on our friend Thorn.
Go for it.
Rip.
Thorn succeeds with a 13 exactly. Does he take any damage on a pass?
I don't believe so.
Okay. You bring out your arcane symbol, give it a little ring. I'm sorry, your pan flute. Blow into it, hit that exact note. Thorn is beyond reason. It doesn't even sound like he's hearing you. You can just see drool coming down from his mouth, and when it's leaking from this creature, it exudes from him as blood. He slurps it back into his mouth. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Aww.
Griff, what
Yes,
do you do?
sir. I'm immediately going to bust ass into this room. And I'm just going to start swinging.
Let's go.
Wow.
You smash into the wall where Thorn is kept. He jerks himself off to the side, and you can see that your flail has actually smashed the chain that was holding him to the back
Oh,
of this
no.
wall. Thorn is now free to move at will.
Phoebe.
Jeez.
Shield Master Shove.
Contested athletics check, please. I am
Oh,
so
man.
sorry.
DM
man.
came to
Let's
play.
still see it. Let's still see it. The dice are telling the story here. Unfortunately not. You shove the shield into him, and Thorn yanks his arms out from behind his back, breaking the manacles that were holding him there, and then shoving your entire body backward with one hand, holding you at bay. He grips the top of your shield, Griff, and then leans over it, snarling in your face. You shove him back a little bit. Is that your turn?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Oh, no. Let's not skip that.
Mhm.
We don't want to hold out on the fun.
Bring it.
At the start of Thorn's turn, he's gonna look from where he's been shoved back from the shield. He's like, okay, the strong one. And you can see that he's thinking to himself, oh, this is gonna be a good meal. He takes the chain that you pulled free from the wall, Griff, and he whips it around his head a few times. It's around his head like some kind of crazy lasso. He shouldn't be able to do that. The chain is thick and heavy, made of wrought iron, yet he's just negligently waving it around with one hand. He whips it at you. With a 20, the chain slams into you, Griff. If you are not already, like, at a distance, he would be pulling you towards him. As is, he's going to attack twice more.
I have the Shield Master reaction where I can negate the damage.
If it's a dex save, I believe.
Oh, it is dex save. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Instead of taking his last attack, he's going to make an athletics check against you, Griff. 5.
Bro.
Again, the dice are telling the story, not me. Anyway, what happens here is Thorn grabs you around the neck, Griff, one-handed, and then he begins to climb the wall behind him. He's walking all the way up until he's standing up on the ceiling. As he gets about halfway up the wall, you knock his hand free, and you drop to the floor out of his grip. He looks down disappointed at you. Because it's involuntary movement when you drop, you're not taking an attack of opportunity. Ibu, as he's leaving your range, you may if you wish.
I mean, yeah, I think I better.
Okay, give me that attack roll, please.
I'm a warcaster, so
You may do as you wish. Go for it.
I'm going to hit him with a level 2 inflict wounds.
Okay, hit him. All right. As you reach out to grab Thorn, you unfortunately only grab a bit of the chain that was trailing around off of one of his foot. Your hand grips the chain, and you can see it turn to rust in your hand as the iron simply withers away, but unfortunately, the effect does not go through to Thorn. Thorn continues on his way up the wall. He is now hanging upside down from the ceiling at 30 feet. That is the end of his turn. Arrow, what do you do?
Let's see. Okay, that's 20. And then he's on the 20-foot ceiling?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I did say 20 foot. He is on the 20-foot ceiling, standing on it, directly above you.
I am going to fly into the room and then I don't know for sure. Fly over Griff, so I am pretty much same height as Thorn.
Sure. I'm going to move you into the room. We're going to move you up to Thorn's elevation at 20 feet.
Low rolls this week, man. Not excited.
I just realized I never moved the speed of the broom.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, good. I was like, can't I? Alright, and then I'm going to splash out with longsword.
All right, go for it. That hits. Okay.
Good roll.
So, Eric, describe to me what it looks like as your sword slashes through and cuts him. Keep in mind, there's two things that are happening here. Number one, you're slashing out with a magical sword, so you'd be able to see some kind of visual effect from the magical sword lashing out. In addition, there's also a burst of necrotic damage that comes at the end of your attack. Describe to me what this looks like.
Sorry, I got brute food. I have no clue what you said entirely.
For most people, whenever they're using a magical weapon, there's a visual effect that goes through the air. It's obvious that you're using a wondrous item. For example, the longsword for you might look like a ring of steel as the silver comes out, and then perhaps a ghostly trail of skulls trailing around, or a ghostly trail of mist, something to signify the necrotic damage. I'm asking you what the flavor of that necrotic damage looks like.
You actually got what my brain was thinking with the skulls in a spectral way.
Okay, cool.
Trailing the sword.
All right. Your sword slashes out, and it cuts him diagonally across his chest. He's wrecked by the magical item. However, the necrotic damage that comes at the very tail end here, the little skulls that are trailing out and slashing into him, and festering into that slash wound, they don't look like they're hitting quite as much. The skull bubbles seem to be like popping early before they go into the wound. Is that your turn?
It is.
Okay. What do you want Nox to do?
Nox will follow me into the room, flying up, and try and sort of like how we have been having Nox dive bomb people, but this time it'll just be flybombs instead of
On the
dive
ceiling?
bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Genevieve, with a perception check of was it a 12 earlier?
Uh,
Whatever it was enough to see that there was something moving around in the room to your left-hand side. The fight is clearly happening in the room to your northwest. What do you do?
There may be something back here. She's gonna move
Okay.
so that she can see into that room. Does anybody look in bad shape?
Got a little scratch on.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'll be alright. I got Ibu right here.
Currently, Thorn. Homie's looking a little rough. We haven't even gotten started.
Alright, then. What? She's gonna cast Frostbite at Thorn.
Okay.
Oh.
Thorn makes he makes an 8. He fails and takes 3 cold damage. Is there a secondary effect to that?
Yes, it's gives him disadvantage on his next weapon attack.
Okay. The claw attacks that are coming out for him qualify as natural weapons, but either way, his next attack is absolutely gonna have disadvantage. Well done. Is that your turn?
That's it. Thanks.
Elena.
Alright, first things first, let's get in the room.
Okay. I'm gonna move you as there's so many people here.
I appreciate it.
This is gonna cost you... That actually costs you 30 feet of movement speed because you're moving through medium-sized characters to get through that area. You're kind of like teetering on the kid's bed right now. Like one hand's on the band, like the top rail, like, I'm gonna stab you, motherfucker. But he's 20 feet above you, of course. What do you do?
You know what? We're going to take the... We're gonna try Booming Blade. We're gonna try something new.
Alright. How are you gonna melee attack him on the ceiling?
I was gonna say this is a wait. He's 20 feet up, even though he's what, about 6 feet tall. That still leaves about yeah, shit. That's still too far. You know what? I'm gonna use my hand crossbow.
Absolutely. Have you used a bonus action yet?
I have not.
Have you played a rogue before?
Not recently.
Cool. Don't want to be that dude. But if you're down for it, Tasha's introduced a feature called Steady Aim where you can use your bonus action to make yourself have advantage on a shot. And then there's also your Hunter's Mark.
Yes, that's right. Because I can use Hunter's Mark what, one time?
Actually, never mind. You can't steady aim because you've moved. You can only steady aim if you haven't moved. I apologize. Hunter's Mark,
that's
however,
cool.
it's still available to you.
Let's hit him with Hunter's Mark because I have a funny feeling this is gonna be, yeah, he's gonna hurt.
Your call?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to hit the button on your Hunter's Mark to use the ability. And then I'm gonna put the macro on him in just a second here.
Did it work?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
I will also remind the group that is a house rule of mine that we do not use, that Hunter's Mark does not cost concentration in my games.
Woot.
Alright, Elena, please continue.
Come on. Oof.
Your arrow stabs into Thorn. The arrow actually pierces through his clothing, but it bounces off of his rock hard skin. It does not make it through. It looks as if the stone, like your arrow is coming up against stone, grinding away at the powdery bit there, and then it's reforming in front of your eyes.
Y'all, that's just not fair.
The help action has already been used on him. Do you want to ask Anubis to do anything right now?
Anubis is going to go ahead and set up. He's still mounted on the ceiling. Yeah, we're gonna get him prepped and ready for the next attack.
Are you saying, like, hold the help action?
Yeah.
Okay, for ease of use, he's outside the boundaries of what you can see because there's too many people in that fucking room.
Yeah.
And I am going to manually do that myself. What are you going to try to command Rose to do?
You know what? We're gonna call Rose inside, quote unquote, but don't. I mean, there's already 30 of us in there, and I doubt she'll be able to get through to him. But maybe seeing her will help kind of shake him of his feral behavior and to guard Genevieve.
Rose comes right up to the boundary of the room and then appears to lower her head in fear. She's looking up at the ceiling, and you can just see her whining pitifully and backing away into the space where she just was. That has, unfortunately, cost her 10 feet of movement. She is just looking absolutely terrified, and we are going to do a... She's going to gather up her courage. She's going to move back again. She's going to hold an action to attack anyone who comes near Genevieve. She will use the defender action on anyone who attempts to attack Genevieve. That's all she's gonna do.
Good girl.
At the start of the round, each of you hears a maniacal little giggling. The little pitter-patter of tiny footsteps that you heard earlier on is now coming... Well, we'll see what happens.
I thought I obliterated that doll last time it jumped on me.
Well, that was downstairs.
At the top of the round, Ibu, what do you do?
Seeing what Grandma Genevieve did last turn, I'm going to take out my holy amulet, my pan flute. I'm going to hold my hand out at this thorn on the ceiling, and I will hold my hand out and cast Frostbite at him.
Sure. Yeah, totally. He fails that saving throw and takes 4 cold damage. He will, unfortunately, the effects don't stack. He's just, he still has disadvantage on his next weapon attack.
Okay.
Anything else, Ibu?
You know what? I'm not in melee range with him, correct? Because he's 20 feet up.
You are not, no.
I'm gonna move back out into the hall, hearing the pitter-patter sound, and I'm gonna try to get in front of Rose. Which direction are the footsteps coming from?
There are 2 that you can hear. One is from the helm room down. I'm sorry, I'm gonna use the shift key to move your vision here. In front of this room. The other one is in front of this room. I believe I have observer tokens out there. No?
Okay, yep, I see. Okay, yep, I see that. Okay. I can't occupy the same space as Rose, can I?
You cannot. You can pass through it, but you can't stop there.
Okay. I'm going to move. Okay. I'm going to set up shop right here, and try to guard the back of the party.
Okay. From the darkness in Quincy Morris's room, A tiny little doll comes rushing up towards you. This one is wearing a green Victorian dress and has a little brunette wig with little curly cues on either side of her face. She reaches up for you, Ibu. I think she wants a hug.
Don't do it. The hug sucks.
I hate dolls. Oh my god, this is nightmare fuel.
I didn't even play
And
with
of course it
Barbies
is.
as a kid.
I hate dolls so much.
Damn.
Its little arms stretch up to you, Ibu, and you think to yourself, there's no way I'm getting within arm's reach of this thing. As you do, its little doll hands suddenly turn into tentacles. They whip out and pierce at you. You can feel it stabbing into the holes through your armor. Ibu, the tentacle attempts to wrap around you and yank you down into the child's grip. You plant your feet on its face and then bounce backward like you're not having any of that. It launches itself forward yet again and bites at you.
Man, dolls rolling high.
Dude, everything's rolling high except for me.
Unfortunately, so this thing, okay, that formula is a little bit wonky there. Excuse me. That actually healed you up a bit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna manually deduct the 4. Because you have 7 temporary HP, so that'll cut that down to 3 temp HP. And then the doll, nothing else happens to the doll at this time. It's just reaching up for a little hug, Ibu, and you're kicking it in the face. It's like, fuck you, get away from me. Griff, what do you do?
All right, so Thorn's on the ceiling, right?
He is 20 feet up on the ceiling, yes.
But he's how tall?
5-6 feet. 6 feet.
So that
He's
puts
tall,
him-
gangly.
That puts him at 14 feet above me. I'm 6'5", plus another 2.5 feet
I know.
with reach.
Mechanically,
And the
D&D
Morning
says,
Star?
Hey. Mechanically, D&D says, hey, the Morning Star has a range of 5 feet.
Damn, so not.
You were right there.
I'm saying,
So-
like, if you do the math, I mean, I could probably hit him in the face.
What's your strength score?
20? 16, my bad.
Okay,
And it's a
in-
+3.
No, it's fine. In D&D, one of the other things that you can do is each monster... Okay, blah, 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 blah. I'm so sorry. Again, if I can't make a ruling within 2 minutes, then we're just going to keep on moving.
No worries.
But a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. And you
Ah,
make a strength high bump. Blah, 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 blah. What's your strength modifier?
+3.
Call it 6 feet jumps. 3 feet. Fuck it. Griff,
Get in there,
you
Shaq.
jump onto the bed, the kid's bed, right next to Nox over here. Nox is looking a little bit confused, but then he figures out exactly what it is that you're trying to do. As you get right up into the air, Nox gives you a little push, gives you a little boost in the right direction, and you whip out with your weapon. I need you to give me an attack at advantage, please.
That's alt, right?
Yeah.
Yes. A dirty 20, but it hits. You deal 10 bludgeoning damage with the Morning Star, whipping it around your neck. You yank it out and just goes flying 5 feet out in front of you. The ball hits Thorn, and as it does, it ignites in a sphere of holy fire. I need you to give me another 2d6 radiant damage, please. Five radiant damage to this creature. So that's gonna be a total of 15. That drops him down here. Okay. Thorn's taken quite a wallop from that hit. As the sphere ignites in fire, as it burns away at his chest, you can see that the powdery substance on his chest where you burnt that away, it's not coming back at this time. There's just a slope and an indentation in his chest where you've carved out a bit of him. He looks like a statue missing a bit of himself. Is that your turn?
Doesn't he have to make a wisdom saving throw?
He is not down to 20 HP or below.
Got you. I'm gonna follow that up with smite.
Okay.
Oh no. I'm out of spell slots, I think. Oh no, never mind. No?
Hey, there he is.
Doesn't
Yay,
not-
nay? Did that spend it?
Hold on.
Guys, I'm not seeing damage.
Oh, I have no more first level spell slots.
No.
That too is the nature of dungeon crawling, resource management. Sometimes we get there.
100% didn't know my spite did that. Joke's on me.
Totally okay. At the start of Thorn's turn, you can see that hole beginning to refill itself.
Bruh.
There's a bit of liquid that pools into that area. You can see that it's red seeping out of him. It's blood. As the blood congeals and the white stuff comes back, and he regains that portion of himself that was burned away. Well, a bit of it in any case. Now, he is going to stand directly above you, Griff. He's going to whip down with a chain attack. What's going to happen here is let's see what happens when he hits with a chain attack.
Nothing.
A miss. Okay, that's enough of this. He drops down on this side. As he does so, Era, if you would like to, you may take an attack of opportunity.
I will.
Hit him.
Era only, not Elena.
Ah, damn.
I was like, wait, what?
That's what I get for reading and listening.
Wait a minute, this is the first person to attack him, isn't it? Since Griff.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what happens. This is all happening in 6 seconds. It's a quick trigger. You launch up with your attack, you're successful with it, he's striking down at you, he misses. He's sick of all of this, he drops down to the side. As he does so, Anubis just takes a little bit of poop and just Aikman right in the face.
I was
Thorn
gonna say.
catches it.
Aikman.
He's a little bit confused. Era, I need that attack at advantage, please.
Alright. No, I didn't take that feat. Okay.
I'm sorry, yes, American male. That happened.
You're not. Can't do a spell because I don't have Wordcaster, but I can still swing the sword.
Sure. Hold down Alt and do it with advantage, please.
Oh, do it.
That's okay.
That wasn't an advantage, so I would just click again.
What is happening? Unfortunately, your attack misses, Era. I need just a minute. I'm looking at your item. Okay. It would have missed either way, but that formula is deducting one instead of adding one, so that would have been a
Wondering about
13 to
that.
hit. This does not count. It's me testing your item.
I didn't think so.
19. Yeah, that time it's working. Okay, cool. So even if I did apply that math, then it would have been a... You know what? Fuck it. Give me one attack. Just a straight roll against Thorn, please, with the new formula. Okay, that hits.
Let's go.
Yes!
7 damage to him. What's the source here? Okay. So 5 of that damage, the piercing damage that's coming from the sword, absolutely rips into him. The 2 necrotic, unfortunately, doesn't seem to be doing quite as much as you were hoping. But it's a solid hit nonetheless.
Yeah.
As he drops down, he's going to use his remaining 2 attacks on you, Elena.
I knew I was up.
I got you.
He is going to... Yeah, let's try this. He's going to reach out with his claws this time, Elena. Now, instead of dealing damage to you, he's choosing to grapple you. Unfortunately, for this version of the attack, there is no save.
Acrobatics?
I'm so sorry, there's no check for this one. It's a successful attack that grabbed you instead of actually dealing damage.
Do I get a response in any way? If not, I mean, it's just building in my head what I'm gonna do, but I was just wondering.
At this time, unless you have a reaction, no, you don't.
Okay, that's cool.
But, I'll tell you what, I know someone who does. Griff, sentinel attack, please.
Yes. Thing that I have that I totally remembered.
Say if not, I mean, kind of like catching a wild cat. It'll be real exciting. That works too.
That hits.
I will say, at this time, guys, although this is a pretty tough fight, your training wheels are still on, if you will. When you fight Lord Holmwood, or whatever lies in the chamber below, I will not be helping you. Better learn your sheets. Griff, 7 bludgeoning damage to this creature. That is a solid hit with a magical weapon. Please give me a 2d6 for an additional radiant damage.
Let's go, baby.
Okay. That was a really rough hit. You are, the chain blows up in Thorn's face. It blows the muzzle completely off of him. His fangs are now bared and ready. He uses his last attack with advantage because you are grappled, and in his hands, he has the grappler feats. I'm sorry, feature, not feet.
He's got grapple beats.
12 piercing damage to you, Elena.
Son of a bitch.
And
You still got health, I got you.
I'm so sorry, there's an additional effect here. He has dealt to you, Elena, 8 necrotic damage. You can see that breakdown in the bite ability up there.
Ugh.
Your hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the necrotic damage taken, in this case, 8. And you can see the hole on Thorn's chest is reforming. He actually seems to be gaining back health as he drains the blood from Elena's neck.
Don't tell me he just healed for...
He did not. He healed for the necrotic damage dealt to Elena. That is the end of his turn. Era, what do you do?
Lee's no longer on the ceiling. Trying to see the best way I could help Elena while hurting him. Dang. Okay.
Elena screams, "Shoot him!"
I'm gonna actually fly over. Oh, actually, do I have to? I don't. I'm just gonna shoot him with a witch bolt.
Elena says, "Please and thank you."
Okay. Alright. Again, Witch Bolt does not have an attack. It simply hits. Give me that damage.
Big number, no whammies.
I'm trying to target him so it does a little icon thing or animation. But I think he's not letting me do
It's okay. Hold down Alt and then left click your target, please.
that. I was going to control that. That's probably why.
Yeah. In Foundry, the general rule of thumb is Alt good, Control bad.
Oh.
Okay. Thorn is absolutely zapped. Era, you are floating above. You got this whole Emperor Palpatine thing going on as you have your hands outstretched. Lightning is zapping up and down the metal manacles that are holding to Thorn, and he's just taking all the damage from it like a lightning rod. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Nox. I don't mind holding Nox and Anubis in a help action pattern.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see, like, blah blah words. How to storytell it. Helping. Nubis is going to be ready to fly over and help the next person to get Elena ungrappled.
Yeah, we can totally do that. Nox is poised and ready. Elena, you can see him just kind of fluttering over your head, looking like he's ready to help out. So, from the back room, you can hear a little pitter-patter of tiny feet. And coming out of the helm room is another of these awful twisted dolls.
Thank you.
It reaches out for Rose. Rose yanks out and like she catches the tentacle in her mouth and then she bites back. She actually uses the held attack action that she was using from earlier, as this is the first hostile creature to enter her field of view. That's a hit. Okay. The doll takes a bit of piercing damage as its tentacle is simply yanked off of its hand. It comes back for another attack. Rose unfortunately takes 14 piercing and acid damage. The doll seems to regenerate a little bit as it's draining from Rose's flesh. You can see that the little crack in its porcelain cheek is restoring itself. Genevieve, what do you do?
Genevieve, she holds out that silver pocket watch and she begins to trace bronze equations in the air. And regular polygons glimmer in the air around Griff and herself and Rose as she casts aid on the three of us.
Okay. We're gonna manually go ahead and increase y'all's max HP by, how much is it?
By 5 each.
5 each, okay?
Is it temp or is it just flat out?
It's max HP and current HP. So your max goes up by 5 and your current goes up by 5.
Mm-hmm. And I've got Rose. Okay. Genevieve, any bonus actions?
That's it for her this round.
Elena.
Can I use my sleight of hand to attack, or is it just 2 attacks? I mean, 1 attack.
Sleight of hand doesn't typically help you attack. You're not at disadvantage or anything like that. In fact, you're at advantage now because Nox is helping you. So if you wanted to take the attack at advantage, you can absolutely do that.
Let's do attack at advantage. We're gonna do. It'd be real hard to get the rapier back there, so we're gonna do. Well, okay. First off, is he just kind of got one arm around me, leaving both my arms free?
What's going on right now is that he's got the chain itself whipped around your waist. Your hands and your arms are free. You are nimble enough to where you could feasibly get off an attack with the rapier.
Well, in that case, yeah. In other words, yeah, we're gonna do the rapier and we're gonna do the booming blade with the rapier.
Okay. Go ahead and do the rapier first, please, and then booming blade will trigger afterward.
Advantage, right?
Yes. That hits. Okay. That deals 5 piercing damage to this creature, and for some reason the Hunter's Mark macro is not going through. Give me another 1d6, please. Oh, you didn't target him, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Not at all a worry. I was just confused why it didn't go off. But please give me another 1d6. There you go. There you go.
Nice.
Okay, okay. Lena's got some dice on her today. All right.
Come at me,
Thorn
bro.
takes a ton of damage as the Fox Hunt rapier goes through his neck. He's looking away for a moment, looking at the commotion in the hallway. As his back is turned, the lot of you can see the point of the Fox Hunt rapier going through the back of his neck and sticking out of his larynx. Elena withdraws it, still with the chain wrapped around her, but ready to fight. Elena, is that your turn? You have no movement, I believe.
I do not have any movement. Do I hit Booming Blade now?
Oh, no,
Or
it
does that-
happens if he moves.
Okay, alright. Then
Uh-huh.
in that case, no, I think I'm good for now.
Okay. Anubis is all... Huh. Elena,
Anubis-
I need you to give me a dexterity check, please. Just a general dexterity check. Thank you. My reasoning for this one, if you don't mind me sharing a little bit of your tea here, is the Fox Hunt Rapier gives you advantage on initiative rolls. At round 3, you will begin at initiative 14.
Okay.
Anubis is going to use the help action. Rose, what are you going to command Rose to do? If you cannot see her, then she is going to take her own action independently.
I can see her, but whatever's currently attacking her, let's get rid of that, because I think that's also in the space of her and Genevieve.
Okay. She is absolutely using her body to protect Genevieve. Rose is simply a wall of HP. Doesn't hit that hard, but she appears to be ready to use her body to throw herself at anyone who's attacking either Ibu or Genevieve. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Simply an attack. Actually, 25, 25. Okay. Ibu, Rose is gonna look at you and then look at the doll in front of her, and she is going to shoulder ram that doll, knocking it off balance and using the help action on the one she can reach. This one. She's not moving from the doorway because she doesn't want to leave access to Genevieve. That is her turn. Ibu, it's the top of the round. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna look at this one in front of me here. And I'm gonna use one of my scrolls. So I pull out the scroll and I'll add a little flavor to this. Instead of reading the words of the spell in the scroll, it actually appears to me as like sheet music, like kind of like the Ocarina of Time, you know, the buttons.
Yes.
So I pull out my pan flute and I look at this sheet and I play the corresponding notes to cast Thunder Punch.
I absolutely love it. Dee-dee-ding, dee-dee-ding. I love it. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Okay.
What?
So if she isn't disintegrated, she has to move 10 feet back from me.
There's no way in hell that thing hit.
Ebru, how do you
It
want to do
does.
this?
Kung Fu Bunny, come on.
Okay. All right. I was saving this for how you want to do this. Give me 1 sec.
You got like a note written on your phone?
All right.
A thunder punch on a crit, I have to give it to him.
So as I'm, reading the sheet music on this spell scroll, and playing into my pan flute, you hear, and the scroll dissolves in my hand as thunder blasts out from the pan flute and hits this doll. And yes, I bought a recorder off.
You are my goddamn hero.
Okay.
Take a point of inspiration for that.
Oh, yeah.
my
Hell yeah,
God.
man! I'll do that.
What in the crap? Ooh, yes.
I got chills, not gonna lie.
That was dope.
That was amazing. Ebru, you obliterate this twisted doll. She just appears to you to be a silhouette of black, raising her hands up to grab a hold of you. Instead, she's engulfed in a flash of white. Thunder is all crackling around her. The fist slams against her and then goes through her as her body is turned to ash, and she is completely evaporated. Wow.
That was
What
cool.
a turn. Ebru, any movement, any bonus actions?
I don't think so. I can't take the space of Rose or this doll, so I will just stay where I am. I can see the doll from where I am, so we're good.
Excellent. Griff, what do you do?
I'm just gonna do what I do best and just keep swinging.
Okay. Okay. 6 bludgeoning damage. Give me a 2d6 for radiant, please. Okay. Okay. And with that,
Make
Thorn is
that
gonna
saving
make
throw.
a wisdom saving throw.
Sub 13.
He does succeed.
Shit.
Griff, any movement, any bonus actions?
I can't shield master shove him, can I?
Absolutely. He's on. Well, nope. He's on the ceiling now. Wait a minute. No, he's not. He dropped
Oh,
down
he's
by
on-
No,
Elena.
yeah, he-
I apologize. You may shield master shove him. That's a contested athletics check.
Oh wait, hold on.
I think you can still beat him if you get a nat 20. It's up to the dice. Go for it.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. All right. With that, it is Thorn's turn. At the beginning of his turn, you can see him bite his lip, and a little bit of blood trails down into the portion on his neck. The blood congeals there. It thickens, and the stone portion is reformed. Thorn heals up. Did I just heal Elena? No, I didn't apply it. That's cool. Sorry about that, Elena.
I mean, damn.
Right?
I used the wrong bonus action.
With that, he is going to... Yeah, he's still going straight for Elena. Because you are in his clutches, he is making this attack with advantage. You take 10 slashing damage, Elena.
Ugh.
Another attack. Wait, ignore this one.
Can I
You can't do that twice in a turn.
use
I'm sorry.
my shield's teleport ability?
You may, but it's also the start of the round, so you can sentinel attack him if you want. And you'd be doing it... I'm pretty sure that this one would be at advantage because it triggered off of... Anubis is not there. Like, he's there, but he's not there because there's too many people in the room. His help action got triggered. So that's your call. Do you want to jump in and take the hit? Or do you want to sentinel attack? and hope that you kill him. Your call.
Badly injured.
It's up to you. I'm
Elena,
afraid that the badly injured tag is all the information I can give you.
'Cause I still have lay on hands. No, Elena, I got you. I'm gonna sentinel attack him.
Okay.
At advantage, please. You're fishing for a crit.
Do I just click it again?
Yeah. Okay. Give me a 2d6, please. Okay. With that, he needs to make another wisdom saving throw. How do you want to do this?
Yes, let's go. Like
I'm gonna throw something at his goddamn eyes is what I'm gonna do.
because Griff is a
Bear
man
in
of
mind,
honor.
please, Griff, Thorn is against the wall. He's got his chain wrapped around Elena. He's got his claws stuck into her shoulder blade. Like it's actually piercing through her clavicle. Elena is gravely injured, and it looks like he's about to pick her up off of the floor with one hand.
All right,
You
so
lash out. Go for it.
I'm gonna Spartan kick him against the wall. I'm going to bring my left hand with my shield down through the chain that he's got wrapped around her waist, and then I'm going to do with what I do with everything that I'm about to kill, and I'm gonna kind of mumble a little bit, "Razia, take you," and I'm gonna bury the fucking flail into his face.
As you bury the flail into his face, your right arm ignites, starting with your palm and then going all the way up to the back of your shoulder pauldron. The right arm lights up and it looks for just a moment that you have a flaming wing as Thorn's body is ignited in holy fire. It doesn't extend to the chain past you, Elena. It simply drops down around your waist and you are able to fall back down onto the bed. As Thorn reaches out into the hallway, it looks like he's taking one step forward. His body is burning. His clothes are on fire. His tie is crumbling away. And as he lurches past, Genevieve, you are shoved back into the toy box. He takes another step forward. He falls to his knees in front of Rose. And finally, as Rose reaches out to lick him, he is crumbling away into ash. Combat continues. Elena, there's still a doll in the hallway. The chain falls down around your waist. What do you do?
Well, that was a close.
I'm pretty badly injured, but I'm gonna try to move up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I can see the doll now. And I'm going to. How far away is that? Is that a?
I
About
do allow you to
5
do
feet?
diagonal attacks like that as long as you can see the creature. It's plausible for you to lean out, stab him, and lean back in.
I'm actually going to try to keep as much space between me and the doll as I'm bleeding out and use my crossbow.
I'm sorry, at 5 feet, I'm going to say you're at disadvantage unless you have crossbow expert or gunner.
I do believe I do have crossbow. Hold on. I do. I do have a proficiency.
Then please go for it. Yeah. Rose used help on it. You have advantage.
Did it not roll twice?
I only see a 10. Am I wrong?
No, I see.
Try that again. I'm getting weird lag, so
That's okay. Go ahead and give me another roll. Now that is a hit.
there we go.
Better, much better.
Okay. The little doll. Hang on one second. It does not have resistance. The little doll takes 6 points of piercing damage as you shoot through it and you blow one of its little porcelain arms off. It's now only right armed. Its left arm is left on the floor behind it. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. We're gonna have Anubis kind of fly above the ceiling behind her and use the help action. He's not leaving her range. He's just giving advantage to the next creature to attack it. Rose is gonna hold the help action to go off after the next person to attack it. Era, what do you do?
I'm going to attack with Matilda.
Nice.
I'm gonna have you come out into the hallway here. You can be at whatever elevation you can move another 10 feet with the 50 flight speed that the broom's giving you. Up, down, whatever, I don't care.
Jesus.
Nah. I have a good downward shot, I would say.
Okay.
I feel like the only way you can upstage Ibu at this point is if you shoot a real gun for flavor.
I do not condone that.
I
I
mean,
don't think my parents would be okay with that one.
if it
Oh,
was
wow.
in my house, possibly.
Wow.
Like I could find a Nerf gun.
I'm gonna ask you to hold down Alt and then left click the gun for your first 2 attacks as Anubis and Rose's help actions will go off one after the other.
I have
That's what I'm talking about.
disadvantage though.
Oh yeah, doesn't Matilda? Isn't it a 3-round burst?
It is.
Nice.
3-round burst, but I have disadvantage.
How's that?
Things. I can't say. You should. You know it, but I can't say it out loud.
Is that a ping to the
Okay.
DM?
Yeah.
I don't believe that it hit you. Wait a minute. Clarification. Let's clarify this real quick. Era, please go to room 8. Everyone else will be right back.
Yeah,
Cool.
you have to drag me. I can't go. I don't have.
Oh,
with you.
I
was gonna
can't.
say, I might be able to move you.
There, I did it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh right, cause you're a department officer, Andra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning all the things that I'm able to do in the Discord.
It's
Wait,
okay.
I'm allowed to move people?
Do
Yeah,
what?
if you're an officer.
No one ever trained me on how to do that.
Shoot,
you
there's
right-
training?
You can right click the people's name, and then all the way down at the bottom it says move to, and then it'll give you a list of channels you can move them into.
You're all formal. I just picked her ass up and put her in the room.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
or
that's
that one.
amazing.
You can
Thank
also
you for
mute
teaching me a new
people.
thing.
You can also deafen people, and you can also disconnect people.
Excellent. I will promise not to abuse this newfound power.
Do it.
Oh, I do it all the time to Kev.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It's going to be Toker.
This is for those of you who don't know, that is Medi, and she posted in the leadership channel. She posted this cute little gif of like cats flaming thunderbolts, and I'm like, that is Medi's thunder right there.
There we go.
Now clarify this. Era, please make your attack rolls. That is a hit. Okay.
8 points. Another shot.
At 20.
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
Right between the eyes. It's a perfect hit. You aim straight down the hallway. Your first shot launches it up into the air a little bit as the force of the bullet takes the doll off of its feet. Before the doll hits the ground, you fire your second shot with Matilda, piercing it perfectly through its head. Combat is over. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Cough, cough. Slaps a hand on her gaping wound.
Oh, I'm healing.
I'm grabbing some more coffee. Please resolve your healing. We are going to explore this room and then continue on down in just a minute.
That was exciting.
Kind of was. Because I'm gonna go visit the homie that's selling shit down there and buy a couple more combat knives I can stick in people. Because I forgot you can actually, when you're grappled, I can stab people with them as as an action.
I actually have my notes from last time, and we have 2,165 gold left.
Sweet.
I was
And I have.
gonna ask that as well. I'd like to spend 300 gold on some scrolls.
I was gonna say I need to
Yeah.
grab some damn scrolls. Holy shit!
Everybody's gonna need some scrolls.
Like, oh my goodness.
I get at least one as a free token, so that at least there's a goodie.
If it makes you feel better, the reason why I went with the Sentinel attack is that even if you were to get knocked unconscious, I can bring you back.
I was just closing my eyes and going like, please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. Do a good thing. Do a good thing. Do a good thing.
I do all the good things. That's the only thing I try and do. It's
I
just
also,
run in, just start swinging.
I also have a spell prepared called Spare the Dying, which basically
I almost needed it.
like stabilizes you so you don't have to make death saving throws until we get a chance to like bring you back to health. You know?
Like resolve it. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me actually read what.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your first experience with a vampire spawn. That was not a full vampire. That was your first taste of someone who was turned by a proper vampire.
I'm gonna say I was the first taste.
And you were so yummy. Unfortunately, Elena, the damage to your maximum HP continues. Your maximum HP is reduced by the 7 necrotic damage that you took until you finish your next long rest.
Okay.
Better manage your time carefully, though, because tick-tock, Lord Holmwood is watching. It has been 2 hours since he's spoken to Genevieve.
Okay. Once they finish healing me and figure out the laying on hands portion, we decide we're gonna go do some more shopping, because that thunderclap of doom with the little recorder was epic.
It was epic. I would like to quickly clarify something real quick. In addition to the other homebrew rules that I've talked to you guys through so far, certain of you, by nature of your military backgrounds, have proficiency in firearms. You'd be able to find that on your attributes page under weapon proficiencies. I never did mention that to you.
Oh, I have pistol and rifle.
Yes. That's I was like, I got hand crossbows, I've got pistols, I've got all kinds of good things.
Didn't the merchant have some good guns?
Yeah, they're
They
real
were
expensive. Though.
He does, but they were expensive. Sort of implies there might be more treasure to find.
I want to.
So sorry. The door opens back up for you.
I want to search the toy chest that was in the room that we were just in.
Absolutely. When you reach into the room.
Sorry to interrupt. While he is searching the room, I'd like to walk up beside Alana and
Dude, right?
cast Cure Wounds on her.
Mumbling.
I'll come right back outside.
Satans are coming for you. Repent now.
Or inside or wherever. You
Nick,
say put, I'll come
I
to
love
you.
it, man.
Okay,
I love
okay,
it.
okay.
I am hobbling, but I am there.
Also, I can't bring you back. I think my buddy didn't understand the lay on hands that we use on this one. I can cure diseases and poisons, but I can't bring you back.
Ref, there are 2 items in your possession that you reach into when you pull out of this toy chest. There's a number of old, decrepit dolls, moldy toys in here. The dolls are all missing portions of themselves. Like one's missing an eye, one's missing a bit of its dress. It's clear that someone has reached in here and then taken the usable portions of the dolls and then put all of the rest of them inside of this toy chest. As you move these porcelain things aside, I would like an investigation check, please.
Is that how many points I'm healed?
It is, and I'll talk about that when Tycho and Griff are done.
Cool.
Okay. Griff, there are 2 items in here that are interesting to you. There is the Star Crest, and what looks to be a beginner's spell book. You've seen one of these before. It looks like those things that the Wizard Academy kids have as they're walking out. Which of these is more interesting to you at first, the shiny crest or the notebook?
Because I only ever really deal like holy spells and not so much wizardry, I'm gonna look at the crest.
Okay. Wait, star, moon, wind. I apologize. It was the sun crest. Excuse me. You have received the last of the crests that you need to open the door at the end of the hallway. The one entitled My Sun, My Moon, My Wind, and My Stars. Griff, the second item that you reach, as you go down to the bottom of the toy chest, you realize that at the very bottom, where these porcelain doll parts are, these are bones. These are not doll arms at the very bottom. They blended in really well, but these are bones sucked clean of all their flesh. Griff, I'd like you to read for us the beginner's spellbook.
Let's see. Contains the following spells: Light, Mending, and Shocking Grasp. This appears to be a combination spell book and journal, as if the writer might not have been able to afford both. The last entry reads, "That awful Mr. Quincy tried to come into my room again last night. I showed him, but he didn't expect a shocking grasp. There. I don't care what they do to me. I won't be their plaything." There's no more writing after this entry.
You continue searching the room, Griff, but aside from the porcelain doll parts and pieces of children's bones, there's nothing else remaining in this room.
So who wants the spells?
Give to the witch.
Wait, is that
Yeah,
is that
with
Era?
time and scrolls and arcane inks, you may be able to copy these into your spellbook if you like.
Sure, I would definitely like that shocking grasp.
We'll put the beginner spellbook into your inventory, and we'll figure out the wizard stuff later.
Yeah.
In any case, you still might
Dude,
want to make a few more purchases
I need
before
to
you
get
open
in a
that
game with you,
last
Nick.
door.
For sure.
So I cure wounds Elena for 13 points. Elena, if you want to manually add that, I don't know why the target didn't work, but as I do it, as I kind of take my hands off of you, I drop down to one knee, and you guys can see, like, you know, my fur on my face starting to like mat up with sweat. And I turn to the party and I say, I'm spent. I don't think I'll be able to do much else unless we rest.
We do have time, but, well, it depends whether this creature is behind that door or whether there's more to come.
I mean,
Did y'all buy your stuff from the merchant yet?
no, not yet.
Not yet. Do you want to do that? Let's go see the merchant.
Yeah, we might as
Yeah,
well.
let's definitely go see the merchant. And was this side door? Did we search this other room before we crack open that final room? Or is there just one room at the very, very end, and that's a wall I'm seeing?
There's one
That is a wall that you're seeing.
here.
Okay,
There was one here.
that's the one we haven't opened yet, right?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's go get a couple more things.
So this
I'm
one I'm
going
in
to-
here, Tycho.
I'm sorry?
Have we been in this one here? The one that I'm in?
You absolutely have. That is the Helm room. That is Dr. Seward's
right.
room, where you saw the list for the recipe for human transfiguration.
Got you. Sorry, Elena.
Not at all. There's a lot of stuff in this house.
There really is. Did we? Okay, let me go back and I'm going to search that room, the doctor's room.
Sure. Can I ask what it is you're looking for?
At this point, anything, preferably treasure, anything that'll give us a little bit more buying power.
Search into the room and let me have, actually, no. I'm gonna say that while everyone else is searching around in this room, I'm not gonna have you roll. That room is empty. You have cleaned it out.
Okay. Shopping it is.
Mm-hmm. Is everyone able to open the merchant and purchase whatever they like?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, is everybody good with me spending 300 gold?
Yeah, go for it.
So yes, seeing as I got all the Matilda parts and
Yep, for sure.
everything.
Sure.
I'm trying to remember how I bypassed the whole
I should say,
F12
yeah.
syntax error.
So sorry about that. This isn't working right for me for whatever reason.
You gotta
It
click
was
it a couple
meant
times.
to deduct it from this guy's inventory. So, for example, Thunder Punch and Awaken Rope wouldn't be available because you've already bought it.
Okay.
I'm going to
Multiple
remove those
click it.
two now. That's my bad, and I will look into that later.
Elena, just keep clicking it until it works. That's what I do.
Ibu, what did you buy with your 300?
So it's now going to not be 300. It's going to be 60 gold less because I was going to rebuy a Thunder Punch, but I'm going to buy Gale Bolt, Lightning Tendrils, Water Blast, and Windborne Weapon, unless one of those is something that you want.
Alright, so we're after that purchase we're at 1925.
I would like 2 more of the daggers. If it's available.
Absolutely. He has an infinite number of those combat knives.
Yes! In that case, make it 3.
Okay, I'm going to go to your inventory and drop those in. Just a minute.
Okay, I'm having to reload.
Not a worry. I've been thinking about streamlining a bunch of the modules that I have here because I don't use them all for this game. I use them for, like, you know, bullshit like animated trains and stuff. I'm sorry, how many did you say? 3?
3.
You now have a total of 5 combat knives and 2 daggers.
Got 1840.
I'm going to end up swapping my cashing in my spell, but I've got to pull up the list.
Yeah, take your time. In fact,
Trying to peer over Ben's shoulder here on his stream here.
I'll tell you what, I'd be happy to screenshot it to the group chat.
Yes, please do.
If at all possible, I could also pick up the Electrify spell scroll to keep myself at that 300 gold, if that's okay with everybody.
I'm cool with it.
Fine by me.
And I mean, it's not like you can't just hand it off like, hey, you take this one, you know?
We're back up to oh wait, never mind. We're not back up. We're down. So we're at 1780.
What does bad blood do?
An excellent question.
Targeting a creature you can see within range, you attempt to corrupt its blood. Creatures without blood are immune to this effect. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failure, they take 1d12 poison damage and become poisoned for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another Constitution saving throw. On a success, the spell ends on the target. On a failure, they take an additional 1d4 poison as the poison continues to ravage them.
So, like a zombie wouldn't matter, but would a vampire?
Vampires are dead.
Yeah, do vampires have blood? That's
Not
well,
technically.
Thorn was bleeding, right? Like that's
He was bleeding and then eating my shoulder, causing a perturbage.
I did
All right.
want to take a look at the clock in the hall downstairs. Because we never looked at it when we went through the first time.
Sure. As you go down the stairs, I don't want to move you guys down there, as it's simply not worth loading the screen again. I don't want to put your CPUs through the stress of that. Give me an investigation check, please.
All of us?
No, just Genevieve. Genevieve is the one who would be like, you know, clock person, I suppose you would say. Genevieve, all of the clocks in the home appear to have stopped exactly at 10 a.m., the time that Lord Holmwood was done speaking to you.
Yikes.
I would like a perception check, Genevieve. Okay. How far down do you go as you're looking through the clocks to see what time the clocks have stopped? Are you going all the way down to the first floor? Are you stopping on the second floor? Or just peeking in on the third floor?
I think there was one on the mantle on the second floor, is that right?
There absolutely was above the fireplace.
So I'll take a look at that one.
Okay. At this time, Genevieve, you don't know what's happening. You don't have any sort of impression of a physical change, but something in the air feels more menacing the closer that you get to the first floor. There's a feeling of immense dread.
I'm gonna go back up to everyone else.
Okay.
Hey, I feel like there's something on the first floor. Something bad.
This entire house is bad.
It's different than when we were there before.
I wonder if it's about time we rest up a little bit and go and inspect it and see what else we can find down there and maybe check out the basements.
We gotta open that door with all the seals too.
Ugh, yeah.
That's absolutely true. Which of those things do you wish to do first, Elena?
Actually, I'm going to turn to Ibu and say, if you're not taking ice weapon, I will cash in my voucher.
I am not taking ice weapon. The only thing on the list that Tycho posted that I did take was electrify.
In that case, I will take ice weapon.
Okay. I'm gonna put that into your inventory now.
And Tycho, did you put those scrolls in my inventory and I'm just not seeing them, or?
Oh, nope. I did not. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I have a list.
Did you? You do? That's wonderful. Hang on 2 seconds for me. You're an error in my macro syntax, game. All right. I'm going to say that I'm going to do that over the break. Elena, please continue. What are you doing?
Well, if we've got mystery room to investigate and we've got downstairs evil creeping up from the foundation, I mean, it's kind of a coin toss, guys. We can either, I would almost say, never leave an enemy behind us, and we've cleared most of the floors, but they seem to be coming back, so I don't know. What do y'all think?
Long rest, fucking smite people.
Yeah.
Take a nap?
If you look at Ibu, his sweat is getting worse and his fur is getting more matted.
I mean, I'm still I'm better, but I'm not healed, so I could certainly do with the nap and a good snack.
Yeah, we've got a ton of rations still.
An 8-hour rest right now would give us still 14 hours to find Lord Holmwood.
I'm good with that.
Say nap, and then on our way down, we could recheck rooms, especially if we do want to see if we missed anything.
I would suggest we maybe hole up in creepy thorn room where it's bricked up and nothing can come through the window.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that would
I
be.
meant after our nap, long rest.
Well, no,
Like
no. I
some
mean, I'm
people.
just saying for our rest, I would suggest like a nice defensible position.
Yes.
And anytime we find a doll, burn the damn thing.
Yes.
Let's not give it an opportunity to bite us.
Or
Again.
the doll parts also.
That too.
That's a thing. I would mention to you guys that according to D&D 5e, you can only benefit from one long rest every 24 hours. If this is your one, that's completely up to you guys, but this is again a question of inventory and resource management for the team to discuss.
I mean, how many spell slots do you guys have left?
Perhaps we should open this last door up here before we rest.
Well, technically I have 2 spell slots left, but at the moment prepared spell slots is 1.
Where do I see
I've
that?
got my.
When you go to your spell book, each thing that says first level, it'll have something out of whatever, like a fraction. And it'll tell you 0 out of what, or 1 out of, like I have a 1 out of 3. That's how you know how many spell slots you have.
Oh yeah, prepared spells 4 out of 0.
Not quite. One moment, please. I'm going to link your... If you look at the area that I have highlighted in the group chat there, where you see first level, you have 0 out of 3 spell slots available to you.
This wine has restorative properties.
It does indeed.
So maybe just a short rest and maybe have a drink, or do we have to have if we do a long rest in order to trigger the wine effect, we have to have a long rest. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, you're welcome to do it on a short rest. You just have to let me know when you do it. It'll consume it from your inventory, but I need to know when you drink wine.
Okay.
Oh, Genevieve used some.
Sure. How much did you drink?
Some. Just 1.
Okay. It's actually refreshing to you. Sit back and take a moment to enjoy it. Was it the Balorosu?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice finish. It's got this really, it's a Pinot Noir, but it's nowhere near as heavy. It's actually really refreshing to you. You feel like for a minute there's just a moment of refinement as you're able to sit back and be like, okay, we've done good so far. I deserve this. It's been a long fucking day so far. It's only been 2 hours and it's been a long day. But yeah, you're welcome to do that.
Maybe.
I would like with that, is that our short rest, guys? Is that decided?
I think it'd probably be best if we take a short rest now and take a long rest towards, like, mid-afternoon.
I think, yeah, I agree. And Genevieve can give one of her pep talks if we take a short rest.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'll just let you guys know that I won't be healing you in this next room, but if you do go down, I can stabilize you at least.
Okay. With that, I would like everyone to please go ahead and hit your short rest button. What you're going to do is go to your character sheet. At the bottom left-hand side of your portrait, you're going to see the Take a Rest option. You're going to click the first one for short rest.
During the short rest, could
Rose,
I
you
possibly...
too. Take a nap.
Could I be
Oops.
transcribing the shocking graph into my book?
I'm gonna... Unfortunately, no. You're gonna have to have, like, inks and stuff like that in order to be able to transcribe it. You'd have to buy that from a proper merchant. But I'm pretty sure you can just use any wizard spellbook. Like, if it's in your inventory, can't you just use it?
Unknown.
We're gonna figure that out over the long break or over the break as well. With that, I'm gonna say that you guys are as you're having this discussion. Genevieve, you take the 4 crests, you come over to the door, and you insert them into the order that they have in front of you. My sun, my moon, my wind, and my stars. The glyphs all clank, like they make these little clockwork noises. They're all tick 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 ticking, and they lock into place. And you can see the door in front of you, Genevieve, with a rumble open.
Hank, she wants to do her pep talk before we open the door.
Absolutely. What does it look like?
I think we're all going to make it. We've done very well. We've got plenty of time. Only one door left. And we're gonna beat this house and destroy this evil.
And on that positive note, we're gonna take our 15 minutes or less break. Please go ahead and click break time. And then when you're back, hit the I'm back button. We'll continue from there. Thank you so much.
All right, yo. We'll see you in like a cool 15.
I don't know. Is everyone ready to go ahead and get started?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward the time by 1 hour to represent the short rest that you guys just took. All of your resources that are applicable to you will have been restored as you guys put the 4 crests into the wall. There is a heavy grinding noise as the wall drops from in front of you. And you see and you can see a narrow stone pathway. The stairwell descends downward, and it goes several floors down. As you descend through this staircase, you think to yourself, I'm going down past the 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st floor. I'm somewhere underneath the house. So you enter into this dank, musty basement.
Uh-oh. Do we
Shit.
get that foreboding feeling again?
Well, here's the thing. On the other side of the wall, as you approach the 1st floor, there again you get the foreboding feeling. And it's a sensation that means you should run from whatever's on the 1st floor. It's a slow burn as it comes upward. You feel that you yourself are safe on the other side of the stone wall from it, but there's still a feeling of immense dread as you pass by that area. As you enter into the basement below here, you can see that there are sconces that are lit. The torchlight is glowing along the walls here. They appear to be fairly well maintained. The floor itself is dusty, but you don't see any footprints that are going through it. There are narrow passageways that are leading off to the north and to the south from where you are standing. I'm going to put you on the battle map now. As you descend lower through here, the temperature falls. As the smell of decaying flesh and rot fill your nose, you just thought of something. Hey, Ibu, I don't want to cheat you. Give me an herbalism kit check.
Oh man, yeah, that was a short rest, wasn't it?
That was a short rest. This is roll number 3 of 4 that I'm looking for. There is going to be an effect here, Ibu. I promise you, there is a method to the madness. But I cannot reveal to you at this time what it is. Okay.
Ugh.
That's fine. That's fine. Ibu, go right ahead.
Is herbalism dexterity? Probably not.
It is not dexterity, no. I believe herbalism is an intelligence or wisdom.
Okay.
Wisdom typically because you're reaching around for plants and identifying what is a useful item to you. Intelligence because there's a bit of science involved here. This is a role that you could use your inspiration on.
Yeah, it's telling me it's intelligence, not wisdom, which is unfortunate, but that's okay.
That's fine. It's completely up to you, of course.
I'm gonna save my inspiration for sure.
Not a problem. We're looking at one more roll on your next short rest, and the secret of this item will be revealed to you. Again, Ibu, upstairs, you do yourself a happy little dance. You're hopping up on one foot, spinning around. Your ears are twirling in a little helicopter motion as you come down. You're using that momentum in particular to spin the spoon around as the golden liquid dances and bubbles in the little cauldron. As it's distilled again, you watch it drop down into the tiny little vial. Unfortunately, it's not nearly as much as you hoped, but it's still extremely high quality.
I also meant to ask the party, does anybody, during that short rest, does anyone have a length of rope that I might be able to borrow?
Hold it.
If I have it, you got it. I have it. You got it. There
I
we
was
go.
gonna say, I know I do. I've also got string. I've got a bell.
Era, I'm going to transfer the rope from your inventory to Ibu's.
Go for it. I was gonna say,
Thank
I don't
you.
really need a rope seeing as I have the broom.
Did everybody add the 7 temp hit points.
No,
Ooh.
because I can't count that high. I do the smashy smash.
As we come down into this room, I would like for each of you to give me one perception or investigation check, your choice which.
Both of my stats that suck.
Did you say perception or investigation?
I did.
All brawn and no brains, eh, Griff?
Hey,
He's so
hey,
pretty.
I'm
Oh,
useful.
man. Himbo for real. Okay.
Him's so pretty though,
All right.
and he gets so awkward with Graham.
Orange Genevieve.
Hey, I rolled the highest, god damn it. Alright?
Yeah.
You leave me
That's
I
sad.
alone.
rolled
rest
it
of
too.
us.
There's not gonna be helping any.
Okay. Genevieve and Griff, the two of you peer around in the darkness. As seasoned adventurers, your eyes adjust a bit faster than the others do. Griff, to the north of you, you can see what appears to be a room that forks off in two directions. On either side, you can see beyond a metal gate what appears to be a coffin. There are two directly above you here. Genevieve, peering into the room on either side of where you are, you take just a step forward, just one step, and you can see that to your north, there is an identical room with two of these coffins. And to your south, the exact same thing.
Burn them. Immediately. Burn them all.
Coffins.
Genevieve, beyond the darkness here, you can see that there's a broken crypt here. Everything is covered in webs and dust. What do you do? Where are you going?
I think she's gonna retreat behind other people.
Absolutely. Who would be the first to go forward here?
Me.
Griff, are you going north or are you going south? Or are you going east? I'm so sorry. You can look to your east and see that that's leading into... do you have vision there? Yeah. What appears to be a sort of dining hall.
Over here?
There's a plain wooden table flanked by long benches. Unfortunately, you'd have to get a little bit closer to see what's in there.
Alright, I'm gonna turn to the group and and ask, what way do you think we should go, guys? Part of me wants to make a Molotov cocktail with a bottle of wine in my backpack right now and burn the goddamn coffins.
Let's not burn the wine. I do have some oil. Okay.
It's pretty darn similar.
I'd like to ask Genevieve. Genevieve, does this look familiar? Like from your vision? Does it? Are we there? Are we almost there?
I suspect that room was somewhere down here because it was stone and it was wet. It looked like a cellar. Is there any water here? Like, do I see any water on the floor, or is it damp?
There's a definite dampness to the air, and it seems that this musty, wet odor is coming from it'd be more southeast than anything.
I did see, though, that room. I haven't seen that room yet, and the way into it was a big hole bored in the wall.
Okay.
So not the stone door that we went through,
I don't think so.
or at least not that door that we went through. Could have another way.
No, I don't think we've seen the room yet, or the entryway to it. But it certainly could be down here.
In that case, let's go forward away from the potential dead bodies. Again, I've got oil. We could always burn the damn things with your holy fire of Razia Blessing.
They could be like buried with treasure, for lack of a better term.
True. That could always be an option. We just stab them first, pop the tops, stab them in the eye, and grab whatever's valuable on them.
Technically speaking, I have, like, I'm rolling, because I'm kind of like a holy man, sort of. Because I can, like, make holy water and shit. Doesn't that mean that I'm technically rocking a cross?
Absolutely. Not a cross per se, but for you, it's an angel with her wings outstretched, looking like she's mid-dive, as if she's attacking from the heavens.
Okay, so that doesn't do any good against vampires.
It's your holy symbol.
Oh wait, I have an assload of garlic in my backpack that I took from the cellar upstairs.
You do. You do.
Does that technically mean I'm like a walking deterrent?
You didn't seem to detect any effect of it whenever you were fighting Thorn, and he was pretty up close and personal with you.
Then what the hell am I smelling like garlic for, DM?
I didn't know. I mean, we figured you were just gonna make some pasta later.
When I cook, dude, it's garlic on garlic, so...
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
There's not enough garlic to go around.
Yo, we heard you like
Facts.
garlic.
DM, we went through that door and we came down to the... Are we on the first floor now?
We're in the crypt.
You are on the equivalent of directly below it.
So like basement level 1
Is
as of
like,
right now.
Did we
That is
fall
correct.
down? Did we fall down here, or is there a way back up to where we came in?
You did not. There was a firm stone staircase that
Okay.
went down in a spiral directly through the door that was held back by the 4 crests. Once you put those crests in the wall, the stone wall receded into the floor, and you did not see any way for it to be brought back up. It's simply an open passageway upstairs.
Okay, so
That's-
we can always go back to the
I
fourth
was gonna
floor.
say that is always an option. We can always go back up and come back to Deathville later.
For those of you inspecting the sepulchres here, I would ask which of you would be in the front? Obviously, Griff, sure, but I feel like, is this your marching order, I should say?
Didn't we talk about this once? Wasn't it like...
Elena's usually gonna be shortly behind Griff for like checking things.
And Ibu would be in the back watching the proverbial 6 of the party.
I would be the second to last, making Genevieve in the middle.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think we put Genevieve in the middle and it was me and Ibu on the...
Yeah, Evu's our tail end Charlie.
That works. With that said, we're gonna do a little conga line here. We're gonna move Griff and Elena a little bit closer up. As you guys check out the rooms directly ahead of you, I'll let you know that there are 3 of these paired sets of coffins in every direction. Griff and Elena, you going north or you going south?
Do you want to split up or go together?
Shit, no, I almost got eated.
Oh, that's true. Let's go north.
Okay.
All right. Griff,
So
there are 2 coffins ahead of you. One on your left, one on your right. What are you doing?
Picking the one on the right.
Okay. Griff, please describe to me what you're doing as you look inside and check out this coffin.
Because I'm mainly brawn, I'm going to semi-forcefully kind of nudge the coffin lid with my boot. But I'm like half hiding behind my shield with my right arm raised with my flail basically ready to just scare bitch slap anything that pops up.
Yeah, sure. You get your booted foot on top of there. Are you trying to shove the coffin lid aside?
Yes.
Give me an athletics check, please. The DC to beat is 12. Okay. Easy. Griff, you put your booted foot up there, you shove and you shove hard. The coffin falls aside, and in there, you can see a skeleton, which is resting atop a blanket, and underneath that blanket, you can see the glint of something shiny.
Man, I ain't sticking my hand in there. That's all you, baby.
Yep. I'm going for ooh shiny. Piece of candy.
Say your prayer.
Please describe to me how you reach into the coffin.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to basically be staring at the dead face or the alleged dead face of the creature in the coffin, and I'm going to hesitantly kind of inch my gauntleted hand towards wherever the shiny is without breaking eye contact with this dead body, because outwardly I have to be the awesome badass fearless warrior, but inside I'm slightly pissing my pants because I keep telling myself, if this fucking thing opens his eyes, I'm gonna scream like a girl and everyone's gonna hear it. So that's how I'm going for it.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check at disadvantage, DC 10.
Oh shit.
While he's doing that, Elena, got your back, but more like way back. She's gonna kind of inch back a little bit, thinking, this ain't gonna, this isn't gonna go well.
Okay. Elena, you take a little step back. Griff, you step over to the coffin on the right. You glare hard at that coffin, but it ain't glaring back. Regardless, you shove the lid aside. You reach down and you pull out 79 gold pieces and 97 silver.
Whew.
I will ask one of you to add that to the journal, please.
Griff's not just a pretty face.
Yeah, that's all I am. Don't let it fool you.
We're also our banker, which is kind of scary now to think about it.
We're up to 1859.97.
See? He's good at maths.
Griff, there's one more coffin in the room. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
Sure. Step on over there. You put your booted foot onto it. Griff, you are grappled. Roll for initiative.
Let's go.
Just Griff, mind you. Everyone else will rejoin at the start of round 2.
Griff smash. Oh, it won't let me. There's no counter.
Excuse me.
I'm like,
Griff, as you put your booted foot up to the coffin, it opens up right before you do so. The bottom of the lid has teeth. The velvet bed inside reaches out as its tongue wraps around your thigh.
oh god damn it! It's another sucky thing.
Is it a
Awkward.
minute in the shape of a coffin?
Shit. Big money, no whammies. Let's go.
Griff! Nice.
Hell yeah, bud.
You start the combat. Griff, you are currently grappled. Your movement speed is 0. Your foot is caught in the mouth of this now moving, flapping around coffin. What do you do?
Can't catch that son of a... I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm going to Griff smash.
Griff smash.
Griff smash do good.
You absolutely slam into this thing, and it takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage. The secondary effect of your weapon does not activate.
Boo! Why?
Is that your turn?
I'm grappled, so Shield Master shoving him isn't really gonna do a whole hell of a lot, huh?
Unfortunately not.
Oh, I did have... Hold on. Hold the phone. Bonus sec.
Wait. Because you can't shove it back, because it's like back up there.
Well,
you can shove it prone. Wait a minute. Can you do that to this thing? You cannot. It is immune to the prone condition. I'm so sorry.
Say, is it prone?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I'm gonna
Okay.
turn. I'm gonna turn to the group and be like, guys,
Mistakes were made.
this one has teeth.
That is absolutely true. At the start of this turn, this creature is going to attack you, Griff.
It's gonna try, and it's gonna hit me.
It launches down on you. You are in agonizing pain as the lid slams down upon your shin. Its teeth are piercing through the metal armor on your thigh, and you can feel the acid burning through the chainmail there. Everyone else, please roll for initiative.
There's no dex save to that, right?
It's to break out of it. It's like a contested athletics check or something. Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Well, I'm thinking, my evasion.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Fortunately not. At the top of the round, Griff, what do?
I'm gonna get super pissed because it actually bit me, and I'm gonna turn the group and be like, "This little shit bit me," and then I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay.
Elena may or may not go. I told you.
6 damage to this thing. You're smashing into the lid on top. Half of the lid is demolished, but it's still grappling onto you.
And you said I can knock it prone, right? Or no,
Unfortunately,
it's
it's immune to the prone condition. Yeah. Elena, what do?
I'm gonna use my crossbow and hopefully I'm gonna yell at Griff to move out of the way and shoot it with my crossbow.
I'm grappled.
Okay.
I can't go anywhere.
Well, kind of shuffle to the left or the right, or lean left, lean right, something like that. I don't want to shoot you in the ass.
I was gonna say,
You're
if you
gonna
hit me
try.
in my shiny ass, I'm gonna be pissed.
I will
I
laugh at
know.
you.
Griff's big-ass 6-foot self is actually providing half cover. The mimic has a +2 to its AC.
Son of a
See, I mean,
bitch.
and I'm not gonna go stick my finger up its asshole, so I'm just gonna shoot it from where I'm at.
Okay.
Come on, big numbers.
I'm so sorry. Your crossbow launches into it, and it fires right through the hole that Griff had smashed in. It's an unlucky shot, I'm afraid.
Griff, buddy.
I really
trying
hope
to
it
do the
doesn't roll
needful.
high. Cause it might knock me down.
Elena, you may wish to move from that area so as not to make difficult terrain for your friends.
I am actually gonna do that. I think I've got my quick action where I can disengage.
Sure.
Yeah, my
Go
cunning
right
action.
ahead. Okay. Elena, as you do that, I would like for you to give me a perception check, please.
I don't like that. That sounds like more bad thing.
I knew. Oh, I knew we should have left.
Elena, from somewhere to the southeast of you. You listen carefully. You cannot identify it. You hear something. You hear the sound, an awful crunching and squelching sound. Like something's licking its lips, sucking every last morsel from the bone. But you have no idea of the scope of size or what this creature is.
Time to get Griff and get out of here. We can come back later, preferably with lots of fire. Somebody else come fire and get him free.
Told you we should have lit the shit on fire.
I offered you oil.
She did.
That's true. That's on me.
Era,
Right.
what do you do? I'm so sorry, Elena, did you have another bonus action or anything?
No, I was gonna say, and I think that's my action.
Okay, you have used the disengage action. You're good for that. Era, what do you do?
How high is the ceiling?
This is another cavernous area. The room that you're in does not have a very high ceiling. It's about 15 feet up.
Alright, I just want to go up 5 feet, so I'm going over Genevieve and Elena so I can
Sure.
see what the world Griff got himself into.
Not a worry. I'm gonna move you over there.
Found a box that likes hugs.
On to
With
Pete's.
pink. I'm too busy laughing at what you said. I'll do it. I'm gonna bend down, touch the creature,
Hmm.
and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. Give me that attack roll. Because you're flying up to it, you are not impeded by Griff's body.
Yay. Yeah. So.
I'll do it. Yeah. You reach out and touch this creature, and it tries to grapple onto you. You can see that its flesh is melding and trying to reach for your hand. You smirk a little bit, and your hand is engulfed in a spiritual skull. Its mouth opens up and chomps away at bits of this mimic's flesh. It is heavily damaged by that. Is that your turn, Hera?
Yes, and then I'm going to sort of go to the side of it so somebody else can come in and also try and hit it.
I'm absolutely good with that. As you do so, you take an attack of opportunity.
Really? Oh, wait. What level? 1 sec. I'm trying to do it math-wise.
This is a straight roll because it is not grappling you. A miss!
1 sec.
Its tongue reaches up and lashes for you, but the broom just scoots you up and out of the range of it.
I thought it was a square room, and I was like, what? Why can't I just go to the other side of it?
It's kind of narrowed in that little side bit. It is going to attack Griff again.
Here's where we find out if I die.
You die.
14 piercing and acid damage. Griff, you find yourself yanked in for just a minute. The tongue lashes around your waist, yanks you into the coffin. The fangs close down around you, and you can feel it pierce all throughout your body armor. It burns. You can feel it bubbling away at your skin. It spits you back out, but its tongue is still wrapped around your leg. That is the end of its turn. Genevieve, what do you do?
She's gonna move a little bit forward so that she can see what's going on. Ah, boy. And So, I have a question actually.
Sure.
If I cast Aid again, since it grosses up your actual hit points as well as increasing your max. If I cast on somebody that already has it, will it give them 5 hit points?
It's not going to give him more max HP, but it will give him 5 more HP now.
Okay, then I will cast Aid on Griff, and also on Elena and on Era. So each of you should get 5 hit points.
Okay, I've moved Griff up. Elena and Era, please go ahead and move your HP up. Genevieve, is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I did not give Rose a turn.
2 things real quick. One, how much HP again? Sorry, I was checking something.
Yeah, what's up?
5 HP. And then 2, that spell, it shouldn't have consumed a spell slot, yet it did. So I still have it. I'm just telling you and DM reasons.
Why wouldn't it consume a spell slot?
Shadow touched feature. It does not consume
Oh, that's your free use per day. I got you.
Yes, that's what. I
So
was
the
looking
one
at.
that you do is deduct the influence wounds that you have at will at the top of your spell sheet.
Yes. I'm going to. There we go.
Absolutely.
Fine.
Okay. And I'm so sorry, Genevieve, back to you. That is your turn. You're done. Rose needs to go directly after Elena, so we move her up to... Okay, Rose would run up there, and she's just gonna start barking like crazy at it.
Distract.
As a distraction, yeah. She's using the help action to give advantage to the next person to attack it. In addition to this, she's preparing her defender action to cancel out its advantage in attacking Griff. Ibu, it is now your turn. You have advantage if you make an attack roll.
I may die.
Okay, I've got 30 feet of movement. I can't see a thing from where I am.
I'm so sorry. I should have dropped an observer.
That's all good. That's 25 feet. Okay, I can at least see him now. From where I am just going to look at the coffin, pull out my pan flute, and sound the lowest note possible and cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
And that's advantage, you said?
For you, that's a
Oh, yeah,
wisdom
sorry.
saving throw on him.
That's right, that's right.
So he should actually... You need to roll me a d12, please, not a d8.
Do you want me to add a d4 or do you want to roll a d12?
Your call. I don't care. Wait, no. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I don't care which. You pick.
Good choice. Good
All
choice.
right. 10 damage to this thing. Your bell rings, and the mimic takes a hell of a hit. The gong is vibrating it. You can see that the hinges on this thing are falling apart. It's taken quite a bit of damage. Griff, at the top of the round, you have advantage from where Rose has been barking at it, catching it off guard.
All right, I'm gonna theoretically roll the dice on top of rolling the dice and bypass my lay on hands and just smash the shit out of this thing.
Okay.
Big numbers, no way.
Sorry, better than you. 8. Okay. Alright, Griff, fair is fair. I told you that the training wheels are still on, and I am not going to help you in the last fight, but I'm still helping you for now. Last turn, it made an attack of opportunity as air flew away. That trigger would have worked to make your reaction for sentinel attack happen. Attack one more time. Straight roll, please.
Wow.
Unfortunately, you are so distracted by this thing burning your skin, by the acid dripping down onto you, that you are simply not able to hit it. You're too distracted. Elena, what do you do?
I'm gonna pull out the dagger, one of my daggers, and the rapier, and dual wield attack it, and hopefully try to maybe cut the tongue off so that Griff can fall over, slink away, get out of its teeth, something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, now I need sneak attack, please. Just enough. Elena, you take the rapier, you stab down into the eye that's sticking out right in the middle. You take your dagger, you rip it along the sides of it, completely breaking off the hinges. The coffin falls dead to the ground.
Woo!
Saved your life.
You're just returning the
Nah.
favor.
Fair.
Can we now still check to see what's in the coffin? Or is it just go?
No, I'm gonna go
I
lay
think
my
it's-
big ass down. That shit hurts.
Listen,
This
I think it's
thing-
Chiefs.
It dissolves into acid. burns its way down into the ground, this coffin is simply a trap. One treasure, one trap.
Fuck.
Okay.
What
On
did
that
we
note,
learn?
I did hear something else gnawing on it. It sounded like some bones chewing and sucking the marrow or meat or something. I don't know about y'all, but I think we might have bitten off a little bit more than we could chew. Certainly, that thing almost bit off more than it could chew with Griff.
I got it. It's just a flesh wound.
As you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are having this conversation, Ibu, you notice by the floor next to you, there's a particular glyph on the floor. I'd like a religion check at advantage, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blackjack.
Yep.
Ibu, describe to me your religious symbol, please.
My holy symbol.
Oh,
is,
yeah, Nick, you're
a
right, dude.
Bamboo pan flute. A very simple. There's nothing fancy about it. It's about 8 different lengths of bamboo tubes, and tied together very simply with thin leather strapping, and it's around my neck with a thin leather cord.
Elegance and simplicity. Looking down at the ground, you take your little rabbit's paw there and just brush aside the dust on the ground. And you can see on the floor there a familiar religious symbol to you. Looking down at the ground there, I'm so sorry, you can see that it's shining at the base of a coffin. This religious symbol to you, once you put the symbols together and all the different hieroglyphs, you can look at it from a particular angle. And with the religious check of 21, it's an ancient older language in a druidic tongue. It says simply unicorn. Or rather, the unicorn's horn.
Guys, I think I'm standing on another coffin. There's a symbol, and I think it says the unicorn's horn on it.
Ibu, you feel almost compelled to step into this room. You take 5 feet of movement. You quickly rush back as a spirit walks out of the wall directly in front of you.
Shit.
Oh boy.
There is a ghostly glow all around him. The spirit looks directly at you, Ibu. He says, "Answer correctly. I'll give you a boon to survive this place. Remain silent. I'll let you walk away unscathed. Answer incorrectly, and I'll attack." And we'll hear the ghost riddle next week when we come back. Thank you so much.
Oh, come on! What a cliffhanger! Wow.
All right, y'all. Appreciate you watching. It's a nail biter. I'm almost dead. So we'll see what happens next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Nick, you're my A1 from day one, buddy. Appreciate you always being here.